Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. Need a roof? Call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and On Fire Athletes platform powered by GameCoin. Good morning, everybody. Hope your Thursday's off to a great start. Rainy day here in Baton Rouge. Hopefully, weather clears. I haven't looked at the forecast, man, but what a day. Got the NFL draft, of course, starting today, which would be a great day. And Zurich getting underway. My goodness, a lot of rain in the forecast. That's a bummer. I hope it dries up for Zurich, opening round of Zurich today. But anyway, of course, the big star today is round one of the NFL draft. We talk about it for months and months and months through varieties of mock drafts and rumors and reports and pro days and top 30 visits and the combine and everything. You finally get to this point. So I love the draft because it is how you can change a team's future. Washington Commanders a year ago, they select Jaden Daniels second overall, and just like that, 1 year they're in the NFC Championship game. So I love the draft. You know, you look at the Saints in 2017 after back-to-back-to-back 7-9 seasons, wondering, is Peyton done? Is Breeze done? The best days behind him. They hit on that 2017 draft, and that starts a run from 17 to 20 where they were contenders. And a year later in 2018, they were the number one seed in the NFC and got Nola no-called. So a productive draft can change your organization's whole fortune. And for the New Orleans Saints, it's so paramount right now because you're old and expensive. Well, how do you get young and affordable? You draft well. And you have starters on rookie contracts. And this is the opportunity to do that. So Saints have 9 picks. They're number 9 overall. All the odds are that they're going to draft Mykel Williams out of Georgia. I haven't checked the odds this morning. Here, let me look real quick to see if it's been updated. Let's see, NFL. Here we go. Let's see. Will Campbell is minus 475 to be the 4th pick, so we're all expecting that at this point. And then Mykel Williams plus 250 to be the number 9 pick. Tyler Warren actually now with the second best odds at plus 650. So, Shadur Sanders is plus 2,000. You just those odds keep plummeting. So, anyway, let's see, y'all. We'll say some good mornings here. Please smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Y'all know my preference is Mason Graham if he's there. I don't know that I believe he's going to be there. Let's see, latest odds on Graham where he's the favorite is boy, he's not the favorite. Man. He's not the betting favorite for any of the top 10 picks. It's not to say he won't go in the top 10. It's just say he's not the betting favorite for any of those picks. Like where Campbell's such an overwhelming favorite to be the 4th pick. Like, you know, that's going to happen. So, if Mason Graham's on the board, that's my choice. And I'll be pretty bummed if they don't take him if he's there at I said it before, I'm sorry, at 9. If Mason Graham is there at 9 and the Saints don't take him, I'll be pretty disappointed. But all in all, you should get a really good player at 9. So we'll see how it plays out tonight. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Hey, Tim, good morning. Tiger Diver, good morning. Hey, Brian, rest in peace, Mike Patrick. Yeah, he did call the earthquake game. That's a great point. And it was a young Chris Fowler who was the sideline reporter that day. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Tristan Taylor, morning, Matt. Watch you in this slow day at the car wash. Got you, man. Thanks for being there, man. Yeah, it's going to be on a rainy day. I'd imagine you're not going to be too busy. Hey, Jesse, who do you have the Saints taking tonight? Yeah, I mean, look, the betting odds are overwhelming at this point that it's going to be Mykel Williams. Yeah, and I would love to see him take Mason Graham. I'd be really excited about a big-bodied pass catcher, either Tet McMillan or Tyler Warren, the tight end. I think there's a lot of ways they can go, man. When you're as bad as the Saints are, when the roster is as bad as you are, you need everything. So when you're picking ninth, there's going to be someone there who's a really good player. So my preference is Mason Graham. We'll see which direction they go. Lo Cormier, good morning. Hey, Derek. Hopefully we draft Tyler Warren. Love the guy's energy. I mean, listen, you re-signed Juwan Johnson, Foster Moreau. Foster Moreau, I don't think, is a lock to make this team. If you draft Tyler Warren, there's a real chance that Foster doesn't make the team. Because his contract, I was looking at this not long ago. Hang on. Final year of his contract. Let's see. Foster this year, he's got his cap hits $4.6 million, but he has no dead cap money. So this is not a guaranteed year for him. You know, if you draft Tyler Warren, I mean, I guess my point is, let me reiterate the point. You've re-signed Juwan Johnson. You got Foster Moreau. Of course, Taysom Hill's injured and be coming back at some point this year. But having all those guys doesn't necessarily eliminate you from taking a tight end, because you could draft Tyler Warren and you could cut Foster Moreau. As much as that would stink, LSU guy, local guy, we all think the world of it. Like contractually, you're not bound to Foster, so you could draft the tight end and cut him. Let's see. Roll Tide 99. The annual. How's my team going to botch the future day? Hey, Hunter. Good morning. Hope Mason Graham drops the Saints. Me too, man. That'd be great. Hey, Chris P. Good morning. Eli. Morning, Matt. Happy draft day. Why does it feel like we're being held hostage by Mickey and Carr? Yeah. I'm not surprised that it went the way it did yesterday. For those that missed it, Mickey Loomis held his pre-draft press conference. He made an opening statement about Derek Carr, essentially saying he has a shoulder issue. We're gathering more information, and when I have more, I'll report back to you. And then he got asked about a half dozen questions, and every time he said, I'm here to answer questions about the draft, not Derek Carr. Well, then when are you ever going to answer questions about Derek Carr? I mean, and by the way, Derek Carr's health is completely relevant to the draft. Whether or not he's healthy, it completely determines every bit of strategy that you're taking into this thing. Anyway. Hey, Brad, how much influence do you think Kellen Moore will have in the draft? Lots. I mean, the way that the Saints typically go about doing this is they try to get consensus in the room with the GM, with Jeff Ireland, with the head coach. And I think ultimately, if it comes down to it and they can't make a decision, then Mickey gets the call. But yeah, I think that they all kind of go through their scouting, they organize their board, and they have discussions, and Kellen Moore's certainly part of that. Hey, Chris, good morning. Quentin, good morning. Here we go, Thomas, day 4. That number's so small now. Austin, good morning. Hey, Seth, good morning. Hopefully, Island Hanny makes an appearance tonight. Yeah, we will be at. I hope he brings the hat. We will be at Don Juan tonight. So I have Parish meeting this morning at 9. So we do our marketing meeting at 9 on Thursday mornings at Parish. So I'll go to that. And then shortly thereafter, I'm hitting the road to Lafayette. So I'm doing AFR from Taproom and River Ranch today. So hopefully if you're in Lafayette, you come hang out. I'll be there for AFR 3 to 6. But as soon as the show ends, I got to hit the road and get back to Baton Rouge to hit Don Juan for our draft party. So Hanny, Ott, T-Bob, Rivers, me, Hester is at the draft. Hunt is at the beach. So they're not here for tonight, but we're looking forward to a great night. Hopefully have a great night. So if y'all could join us at Don Juan, come on by. If you can't join us at Don Juan, all good. Make sure you watch us on the 104.5 ESPN stream. How many more years do you think Monero will be at South Carolina? It's early. It looks like it may not work out. Oh man, he inherited a bad roster. Like you got to give him time to recruit. It's really a question of will South Carolina invest the money into building a baseball roster, with NIL and rev share. But Paul's a good coach, and like he'll be fine there. But it's like when he came to LSU, they missed the postseason his first year, and they were 6-11-1 his second year until they ripped off 23 straight and made it all the way to Omaha. Paul's a good coach, man. He'll figure it out. He's got to get players. Hey, Caleb, good morning. If I remember correctly, you said punter was still a struggle position. Any improvement now that spring is done? A good question, man. They added Grant Chadwick, a transfer from Middle Tennessee. He was all conference last year, Middle Tennessee. And boy, we got to watch him in some practices, and it's just the inconsistency, man. He boomed a couple. And even in that spring game, he boomed one that was boomed a 60-yarder. And then the next one was like a 90-degree angle, So still got to develop some consistency. Tay, am I wrong to not want Michael Williams at 9? No, I don't think so, Tay. I think a lot of us who love the Saints are probably a little bit gun shy about drafting a defensive end who didn't have great production in college, and where you're drafting an upside defensive end. I mean, we've seen that movie before with Marcus Davenport and Peyton Turner. So, I don't think Isaiah Foskey. I don't think you're wrong at all to feel that way. But, and also, you just invested a ton of money in Chase Young, and Carl Granderson's still on a big contract, but Cam Jordan's near in the end. You got a new defense, a new defensive coordinator, and Brandon Staley typically has that guy, that long, rangy, prototypical bend the edge rusher type guy. I mean, he had Leonard Floyd with him in LA, had Floyd with him in Chicago. So, I understand why they would go that route, but if you're gun shy, I understand why. Hey, Steve, good morning. Love the first day of the draft. Do you think New Orleans has a chance of hosting the draft one year? Good question, Steve. And what I've been told is the reason New Orleans doesn't bid the draft is because of what's already going on in the city that weekend. It's the same weekend as Zurich and the opening weekend of Jazz Fest. So, number one, where would you do it? Do you have enough security personnel and law enforcement? Like, how do you handle all like three of those major events all at once? It's why they don't. It's like the same why they don't bid on the Super Bowl when it overlaps with Mardi Gras. So that's what I've always been told. Why look, New Orleans would crush the draft. It would be awesome, but that's why I've been told that they don't, is because it's the same weekend of Zurich and the first weekend of Jazz Fest. Hey, Maurice, morning. My bet for the Saints draft is Loomis screws it up and we don't get a decent quarterback. Until Loomis is gone, franchise will be trash. They might screw it up. I do think they're going to draft a quarterback in this draft somewhere. And they typically get aggressive and trade up. So, I think we're all assuming at this point that D-line is probably Michael Williams, where they go at 9. I think the really interesting thing will be if they try to get back into the end of round 1 to take Jackson Dart or Tyler Shuck, someone like that. Hey, Brant, hitting the road at 4 to come back home. Eyes may not stay open to make the 9-hour drive. Hopefully the weather cooperates this weekend. Yeah, Brant, be safe, man. It's supposed to be nice this weekend, man. Today it's rainy, but this week I was looking. This weekend is supposed to be nice, at least as I looked at it last night. Let's see. There's a 40% chance of rain Friday, but Saturday and Sunday are beautiful. High of 86, low of 66, high of 88, low of 68. So I think the weekend's gonna be just fine for you, man. Hey, Brent, good morning. Today's day most football fans are excited for. Saints fans, on the other hand, are wondering how will Loomis mess this up. Colson. If you know, you know. I explained it once before. I'm not explaining it again. Hey, Taylor, good morning. Bailey, I like Ellen Moore at coach. Get us a good player at 9. Ellen Moore. You know you're an AFR fan when. Brad, has your opinion of Shedeur changed since the anonymous NFL assistant saying he interviewed bad? No, not at all, man. I think you could always find someone who'll say something bad about any player and something good about any player. So a sample size of 1 doesn't really change my opinion. Hey, Billy, good morning. Hope all is well. Hope the Saints don't screw up this draft. Same. Greg, good morning. It's an unpopular take to say I wouldn't hate us trading back, maybe even out of the first round, at a first round next year. Is it an unpopular take? No, great. I don't think that's an unpopular take. I think there's a lot of Saints fans that would love to see the team move back. It's just not what they do, man. That's just not the approach that they take in the draft. They don't look at the let me accumulate more picks approach. They look at the who do we want now? Let's get aggressive and go get them, even if it means trading picks in future years, because they always know they'll have more draft assets. So it's like you could trade next year's 2. And so you're sitting there without a 2. But then let's say you go into the following year's draft and you go, okay, well, I don't have a 2. Well, now I can take next year's 2 and trade. And it's just the repetitive cycle. The same thing to do with the salary cap. They just, they just buy on credit all the time. So that's always their approach, is to be aggressive and go up, not to trade back. Hey, Gunner, Mason Graham at 9 if he falls. Don't love Williams or a quarterback at 9. Why not wait to get Landon Jackson, Jack Sawyer, JD Tuamalo, and second step reaching for Williams at 9? Gunnar, I think it's a good question. It's just a matter of do they think they're reaching? Like if they have that grade on Williams, then it's not a reach, right? That's the thing that I think sometimes we don't have the luxury of knowing because we're not in the draft room to know what their board looks like. Maybe they have Michael Williams as the 6th best player in the draft, you know? And if they do, and they get him at 9, they're going, man, great value. We think he's the 6th best player, and he's on the board at 9. Take him. You know, so I think that's the part of the draft process that none of us knows. What does their board look like? Hey, Justin, you remember Cam East from St. Aug that went to Ole Miss? He just hit the portal. He would be a nice add. Do you think they'll add another tackle? I don't, honestly. I'm sorry. Let me see. I don't remember him from St. Aug. Let's see. 6'7", 320. Played 2 games as a freshman, 2 games as a redshirt freshman, didn't play as a redshirt sophomore. So no, that's not like if they add somebody, like that's what I remember. If they're going to add somebody, it's going to be a dude. Like if there was someone who'd started 30 games at left tackle in the SEC that went to the portal, they'd be interested. Not a guy that hasn't played, because that's no different than the guys you have, and the guys you have you like a lot. So, good question though. All right, hey Dale, here you go.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right, Parish Construction Roofing. Y'all, by the way, tomorrow is the deadline. We are drawing for our $10,000 cash giveaway tomorrow at 5 o'clock on AFR. So if you have not entered yet, ParishBuilt.com, ParishBuilt.com. Sign up for a free no obligation roofing inspection. You're entered to win $10,000 from Parish Construction and Roofing, ParishBuilt.com. Leon, if we can hit on this draft, 7 of 9 picks, we could sneak into the playoffs. Hey, Dale. Perfect weather in Orange Beach. Sounds like Louisiana. We're getting a bunch of rain right now, but hopefully it clears today, man. Hey, Kelly, good morning. Johnette, good morning. I will see you later today. Johnette, of course, is GM with Delta Media in Lafayette. If you love having AFR in Lafayette and Lake Charles, you have Johnette to thank. She is the one that made it happen. So anyway, we will be at Tap Room River Ranch today. So if you're in Laffey, y'all come join us, man. AFR at Tap Room River Ranch, 3 to 6. So I'm going to get there early. Cannot risk the basin not cooperating. So I'll be there early and hope to see y'all there, man. So spread the word. Come hang out at Tap Room River Ranch today, 3 to 6 for AFR. Looking forward to it, man. Could be a really good day. Hey, Lowell, Gray, Zabel, North Dakota State, Mason Taylor, LSU will be the steals of the draft. Okay. David, looking forward to seeing to the weekend series against Tennessee. Hopefully the hitters hit, no doubt. We'll talk much more about that tomorrow, but yes, big weekend, man. Going to be a different feeling watching the game this weekend with Jamie, my wife, cheering for the opponent. Going to be a long drive home for one of us Sunday. Woo, boy. Oh, Brant. The whole house divided. Praise YJ, Shadur. I've told y'all I'm fine with Shadur. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Rooney, good morning, Will Campbell, no matter what. Yeah, I think Campbell's going to be off the board at 4. Hey, Brian, good morning. Eric, good morning. Please, 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 Saints, do not draft the Project DN. Yeah, brother, I think it's going to happen, man. I mean, I'm with you, and I understand the feeling, the reservation, all of it. We also don't know what their board looks like, but you're going to have a lot of good options at 9, man. You're going to. Maybe a best case for New Orleans is if someone pulls a giant shocker and drafts one of the quarterbacks ahead of New Orleans. Because remember, if you're not taking a quarterback at 9, then you want positions you're not going to draft to go ahead of you. So a player you like, so more players you like will fall to you. Mickey wouldn't survive in a market like New York, Chicago, or Philly. Hey, Jeff, good morning. I mean, it's not even the market necessarily, Bailey. I mean, I understand your point, but it's just that he works for an owner that isn't going to hold him accountable. So he can do what he wants. Draft day, yes, sir. Patrick Gamorgan. Looks like Mason Graham may drop. Saying should take him or Warren. I'd be here for it. Charlie, good morning. Patrick not excited about Michael Williams. We need an impact player now. We need mass protests out of them. I think people have too much stuff to do in their life to go protest the Saints GM every day outside the office. But I understand your point. Hey, Rex, good morning. I have not watched the movie. I've never seen the movie Draft Day. Mondog, what's going on? We're drafting Dart. Book it. I'd be okay with drafting Dart. Not at 9. I'm not okay drafting Dart at 9. But if they take best player at 9 and then get aggressive, move back into the end of round 1 to take a quarterback, I'd be okay with that. Hey, Keith, would love to see Tyler Warren at 9. Jerry, good morning. Abner, good morning. Jerry, firing him off there, man. Eric, really like for best O-line or Warren is the pick at 9. I'm good with look. Obviously, they need a left guard at this point. Warren would be great to get a big body pass catcher for whoever your quarterback is. The thing about the offensive lineman is if Will Campbell's off the board, like we don't know, Kelvin Banks, Armand Membu, like where do you have those guys ranked? Like that's the question. So, I mean that's the thing where when you pick 9, and it's different because the Saints haven't drafted this high since 2008 when they took Cedric Ellis. It was the last time they were in the top 10. You're going to stay true to your board. And the truth is, like, if you're picking 18th, like you may not have 18 first round grades. Like think of it that way. Like there may not be 18 players in a draft that have a first round grade. So you're going to pick someone that doesn't have a first round grade. So like, that's why sometimes when you see the Marcus Davenport or the Peyton Turner, where like they reach on a guy because they're taking a guy that doesn't have a first round grade for them anyway. when you're at 9, like you're going to have plenty of players available. So what does your board look like? So like you mentioned the offensive lineman. Okay, like what if they don't have a first round grade on Banks or Membu and Campbell's already gone? Then you are reaching at 9 for just to take an offensive lineman. I think it's just a different approach where you've got to sit there and think, I'm taking the highest ranked player on my board regardless of position. Rex, first round of the draft used to be what weapon can we get for Drew? Who can be the face of the franchise? We're sitting rock bottom. Close to it. I mean, you're a 5-win team. You're financially committed for 2 more years to a quarterback that's probably never going to take another snap for you. 36-year-old rookie head coach, a GM that lacks all accountability, and an owner that won't hold him accountable. Yeah, it's bad. I wouldn't say it's rock bottom. I mean, 2005, not knowing if you even are going to have a franchise to come or a city to come back to was rock bottom. I mean, the 1-win team in 1980, 81, they drafted Rodgers in 81, right? The 1980 New Orleans Saints were the 1-15 team. Excuse me. Okay. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Michael Williams, Jod Campbell, Mason Graham, Tyler Warren is there. Sealy 21 going to draft line of scrimmage like they always do. Look, 9 of the last 11 first-round picks have been linemen. They believe in building through the trenches, and I don't necessarily disagree with them. And you need a left guard, possibly a right tackle, and you can move Penning inside. You need defensive tackle. You need an edge rusher. Like you do. You need everything, man. You need everything. Robbie, good morning. Thoughts on Steve Mongo McMichael as a player and then became a professional wrestler, which was cool. Can't say I have much knowledge or thought there at all, Robbie. Sorry, man. Saint for life, Matt. What was the point of the press conference Loomis had yesterday? He said 0. It's ridiculous. He doesn't seem to care what the fan base thinks. People want answers. So yeah, I've always said the day before the draft press conference is stupid to begin with. Now, that does not exclude him from not talking about Carr, which we'll come back to in a second. But you do months and months and months of prep, right? You go to the combine and to the Senior Bowl and to pro days, and you have top 30 visits and you have one-on-ones and you go meet prospects and private work. As you do all this legwork, all these resources invested into getting your draft board together and formulating a plan for the draft. And then the day before the draft, the NFL makes all these teams hold a press conference like they're going to disclose anything. Of course, you're not going to say anything. Why would you? But the Carr thing is different because that's not draft strategy. Like your franchise quarterback, it's been reported has a shoulder injury. He's going to have surgery. He's done for the year. Like, answer some questions about this thing, and to sit there so flippantly and to say, "I'm not going to talk about Derek. This is a pre-draft. I'm happy to answer your questions about the draft." Well, it's all related. Like whether or not you have a starting quarterback, like it's related in every way, competitively, salary cap, everything. Would you be mad if the Saints drafted Chuck in the second round? No, I'd be good with that. If he's there at 40 and they take him, I think that's great. I'm perfectly fine with that. Hey, Wendell, good morning. The Chris Walsh reference. Don't push me down, Clark. Is Rusty still in the Navy, Clark? Saints should run draft Graham or Warren. Hey, David, good morning. Whoops, hang on one second. I'll scroll past a few there. Hey, Cartel Bo, good morning. Hope all's well with you. Hey, Bubba. Ewers, again, like if Ewers is there day 3 and they take him, I'm good with that too. Get those. Adam, good morning. I think Mickey will take a punter at 9. Hey, the Saints did infamously draft Russell Erxleben in round 1. Last Texas boy y'all brought y'all to a Super Bowl. Yours will be good for y'all. Maybe not super, but playoffs for sure. I'm good with Quinn Ewers, man. I feel like Ewers and Ewers and Shedeur are probably the two players that I'm higher on that most fans don't seem to be. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm right. I mean, we're all just guessing at this point, right? We watch games, we have feeling about players, whatever it may be. I like Quinn Ewers a lot. And if they take him in as a early day 3 pick, I'd be fine with that. B. Lorkio, Snap, Live in Lafayette. We'll try to sweet, man. Come say hi, man. Would love to see as many of y'all as possible. So Tap Room, River Ranch, AFR 3 to 6. Michael Guidry, we need AFR back on the bayou. Used to be 100.3. We're working on it, man. So the gentleman that owned that station, 100.3 KLRZ, sold the station to a group out of Atlanta that flipped the format. And we've been trying probably since October, knowing that was a possibility, to look for new affiliates in the New Orleans and Bayou region. And just have not been able to get the right deal in place, man. We've had some deep level conversations with several different groups, and just haven't been able to push it across the finish line. So we're trying, man. We're trying. We know. I get asked every day, when you'll be back on to New Orleans, when you'll be back on to the Bayou region. Like, I get asked every day, and we're gonna make it happen. We're a lot of it's out of our control. If Membu slides, what do you think about him? Other than that, I'd be fine with Tyler Warren. Yeah, I don't know that I think Membu feels like a reach. I don't know that outside of Campbell, I'd want any of those offensive linemen in the top 10. Earl, Matt, agree. You agree. I do not want a quarterback at 9. I want to build from inside out. I want to build for the future. So Earl, I'm okay taking a quarterback at 9. I'm going to be very clear about that. I am okay taking a quarterback at 9. If, when all the conversation was about Shedeur at 9, I would be okay with that. It doesn't sound like the Saints have him on their board that high. Okay. If that's the case, and instead you're looking at Dart or Shuck, late first, early second, okay, I'm good with that as well. Hey, Dustin, good morning. Earl, trying to make it to Don Juan. All right, Earl, it would be great to say hi, man. I'll probably be there. Again, I'll be at Tap Room, River Ranch, Lafayette for AFR 3 to 6. Show ends, I'll get packed up, and I'll head back to Baton Rouge. So I'll probably be there 7:30, 8, depending on, how quickly I can get packed up. And I'm not running out the door, but I'll get back. So T-Bob and Rivers are going to start the live stream for us at 7 when the draft starts. Hanny and Odd will be there. I'll be there. So we'll have a crew there. Looking forward to it. T-Fur, okay. Oh, it's 8:33. I got to get moving. Hey, Rooney, watched draft day with my wife the other day. She loved it. Okay. Apathy. Let's see. If Milroe gets drafted by the Saints, you're going to want to tune into AFR. If the Saints draft Jalen Milroe, I told you, and I'm dead serious, I will lose all emotional buy-in personally. I'll still talk about the team. I have to. I have to talk about it. But as far as my give a darn on Sundays, it goes to zero. It's just, until they fire everybody, I won't. I'm out. If they draft Jalen Milroe, they try to hitch their wagon to Jalen Milroe. Will LSU baseball get it together? Oh, you mean the team that's 12-6 in conference play and just won a series against a ranked Alabama team? Hey, Earl, Matt, do you need to see more on Rattler or QB? Not sold on him for the future. Your thoughts? Yeah, my stance on Rattler, Earl, is I'm not saying Rattler is the guy. There's nothing any of us saw last year that should tell us definitively he's not. because he was effectively, as a rookie quarterback, playing with a preseason roster. So, I mean, a patchwork offensive line. You didn't have Taysom, Kamara, Olave, Shaheed. I mean, you're playing with a pre. What do you make of that? How do you judge him by that? You know. What about Tyler Booker? Not at 9. Michael Cook. Good morning, Gunner. I think Kelvin Banks is underrated. Would love to see him at 9. I think he's a better overall prospect compared to Michael Williams. Have a feeling the Saints disagree. Pulling for Shedeur Sanders. If not, I like Colston Loveland or James Pierce at 9. Yeah, man, Cartel, I don't know that I've heard any of those names. I mean, Shedeur has plummeted his odds, and Loveland and Pierce aren't even. I mean, here, I'll give you the odds, right? And I know I reiterate this because not everybody sports bets, but the thing about the draft is it's not like a point spread in a game where there's a point spread value, so they try to set a line and get your two-way action, so on. Like, there's actual intel that sets these lines. So the odds makers are getting information to know who's thinking what and what's likely where, and to put this together for these odds. So Michael Williams is the betting favorite at plus 250. Tyler Warren is next at plus 650. Then Kelvin Banks, Tyler Booker, Mason Graham, Jackson Dart at plus 750. Shamar Stewart plus 1,200. Then Jalen Walker, Armand Membu, Ted McMillan, Josh Connerly, Colston Loveland plus 1,800. Shedeur plus 2,000. Genty plus 2,500. It's so low because they think he'll be gone by that point. Will Johnson, Jod Campbell, Will Campbell plus 4,000 again because he'll be gone by that point. Anyway, just to give you some perspective, like it's just, it looks like you're looking at Michael Williams, Tyler Warren, but it would be interesting if something ahead of the Saints happens to cause a shuffle, and now someone's there you're not expecting to be there. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Hey, as always, please remember Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, brortho.com. The game day prep event is coming up on May 10th, not this Saturday, not the next, but the following Saturday, 2 weeks from Saturday, over at Brock on Bluebonnet. Free physicals for athletes, grades 6 through 12 at Brock on Bluebonnet. Hope to see y'all there. Remember, Parish Construction and Roofing. Raining right now, probably need a roof inspection. There was hail last week in the area. Let us come do a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Anyone who signs up for an inspection before tomorrow at 4:00, you're entered to win $10,000 cash money. Unique Physique and Restored Motions. Remember, Unique Physique, that's semaglutide, tirzepatide, the weight loss injections, the GLP-1 medications. Lowest prices, never any contracts. They can do the whole thing over telemed and ship your medicine anywhere in the country. So check them out at uniquephysique.com. And of course, if you got pain, book a session with Crystal Poche over at restoredmotions.com. Okay, y'all, I kind of have to get going. I'm sorry. Chris, I will say good thing about 9 is that a kid that worked hard gets rewarded and changed life for the best. Mark, Saints go on Shedeur. It doesn't sound like that's the case, Mark. It certainly sounds like they're not there on Shedeur. Brian, I wish a reporter would ask Mickey, will he continue to run the team in the ground? He knows Gail won't fire him. Yeah, if you're in a press conference setting, Brian, like you're not going to ask. What you can't do in a press conference is act like a pissed off fan. Like you have to at least have some professional decorum. You can act like what you're asking. You could potentially say like, I mean, nobody's going to ask that question because it's not a real question. Hey, Robert Mason, finally catching it live. All right, man, good to see you there. Good morning. Tyler Shuck, much better prospect, I thought. Tools, maturity, arm is good. Best player available, too many holes. I agree. Whoever is the highest player on your board, Take him at 9. Be good. Sean, going to miss you today. Great visit to Lafayette. Flooded, but are you is the city flooded, or y'all are flooded? I hope everybody's okay. I would rage if the Saints picked Mike Helen Sanders on the board. Well, I think it's pretty clear Shadur is going to be on the board. When you just look at his odds, he has plummeted now. Like yesterday around lunchtime, his over-under draft position was 8.5. By the time I got on air, it was 21.5. So pretty much the info has gotten out that he's not going to be a top 10 pick. Rattler should get a fair shake. Love to see what we could do with a real roster behind him. I agree with you. Oh man, downtown's flooded. Golly, I know that terrible weather came through. Hope everybody's okay. Okay, y'all. I got to get out of here. I got to get over to Parrish for our marketing meeting. Thanks so much for hanging out, y'all. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. All of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube. They're tagged on Facebook. Locked on LSU is live if you want to go check it out, and AFR at 3. AFR at 3 from the tap room in River Ranch in Lafayette. We'll see y'all there, and then Don Juan for the draft party in Baton Rouge tonight. Y'all have a great day.